Alright, what up y'all? So super impromptu video, but I kind of just want to get this shit off of my chest. I just watched a movie on ayahuasca. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it is another type of psychedelic and hallucinogen. This one I really don't want y'all to watch, but it's just some takeaways that I got from it, right? And so I want to clarify a few things as it pertains to my shroom series, my involvement with shrooms, and some of the takeaways that I got from this. First of all, they kind of portrayed the like sacredness, ayahuasca, and you know, the retreats and stuff that people go on, and how they are using ayahuasca for some of the same things that I talk to y'all about shrooms. However, there's a certain level of like responsibility that the like shamans and apprentices and all of that shit have accepted, and I just want to be very clear. I am not taking any responsibility for other people's trauma, other people's work that needs to be done on their like spiritual, emotional, psychiatric, mental health level. I am not taking on those responsibilities. That's why I said in my previous videos, I am not a shaman. I am not a spiritual advisor. No, that's kind of not where I'm at. They talked about like the sacredness of the plants and respect to the earth and things of that nature. And although I get that, there is a fine line between that and abuse, and that's not what I'm doing when I do shrooms. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, it's a lot that go into it, right? And this is what I really want y'all to understand. I promote people to learn. I promote people to grow. If your definition of growing and learning is becoming a new person, addressing your traumas, addressing your whatever, then that's your definition, but that's not mine. My definition of learning and growing is as a person. I don't really feel like I have an inner child that needs to be healed. I don't feel that I have childhood trauma that is like fucking me up. I don't feel that. Whether that could be me suppressing it, whether it could be me not knowing that it's there when it is, I'm not at that point. A lot of the times when I be talking to y'all about shrooms, I will straight up tell people, I don't think you're in the right headspace for this, or I think that that's something that you need to unpack on your own. What I do promote and encourage is for people to do the work. I want y'all to grow. I want y'all to learn. Grow out of the person that you currently are. Grow into the person that you see yourself being in the long term. Put in the fucking man hours and the footwork to get to where you say you want to be at. Also in this film, it kind of just made me realize everybody that was talking about like depression, they was talking about suicide, they was talking about a whole lot of like heavy shit. The way that I feel therapy is necessary, I like that in they retreats and stuff, they had a therapist like on site type of shit. That's also the reason why people be like, oh, do you be hosting events? Do you like, you know, do like, you know, kickbacks? And no, I'm not hosting no event, because if somebody was to do shrooms around me and they was not honest about their mental state or their emotional health or anything of that nature, and shrooms walked them to the front door of their problems, I gotta now deal with that shit because they're with me type of shit. I don't want to take on that responsibility. And some people are like, well, it's irresponsible of you to promote people doing shrooms and shit like that. First of all, I am sharing my experience. This is good for me. If that means that me sharing my experience make you curious and cause you to be like, okay, what are the things that I run from? What are the things that make me depressed? Like, is some of the stuff she's saying, does it resonate with me? Can I agree with her? Is it other people who are on the opposite end of the spectrum of what she talking about? Is it people who disagree with her? And if they disagree with her, then why? You know what I mean? Like, I want my series to be the stairs to other people starting their journeys of learning. If step one for you is that, okay, you seen my series and you don't know shit about psychedelic mushrooms, so now you going to Google, now you looking it up, now you pulling up documentaries, now you pulling up movies, now you talking to your friends like, hey, y'all seen this? Y'all heard about this? What y'all know about this? Like, starting the conversation. If that is step one for you, good. That's what I want. If step one for another person is, okay, you know, she talking about all this shit that might come out while I'm on shrooms that I may have been suppressing, let me start reflecting. Let me start doing some digging. Let me start seeing what I could work on. Have I made a goal list? Like, am I really working towards the shit that I say I want in my life? Am I doing things right now that my future self would thank me for? Like, damn,
right, hold on. Let me rearrange some shit real quick. You know what I mean?
If that's step 1 for another person, I'm cool with that. If step 1 for person number 3 is,
you know what? I have done my research. I have, listened to all of these videos, all these conversations that's being had. I see all the negative connotations. I see all the ignorance that other people are displaying because they just not informed. I went and read scholarly journals. I went and read articles. I'm looking up different legislations to see where it's legal at, where it's decriminalized at, and all that shit like that.
if that's step 1 for another person, I'm cool with that. I want this series to start the conversation, put people in gear to get ready to unpack they shit, repack they shit, and just move the fuck on and grow and progress and fucking prosper. I don't know how much more clear I could be with that. Like, yes, there is a responsibility, and to a degree you have to understand that there are certain people who are willing to take on that responsibility. I am not going to take on the responsibility of every single person that my video reach. I cannot do that. That's unrealistic, and I don't have intentions on doing that at all. Now, what I do want you to do is take from my videos, take from my series what you can, what you feel is good for you, use it. What you curious about, look it up. I just don't see it as reasonable for me. It may be reasonable for somebody else. I can't take on all of those things. I'm not doing all that to carry all this unnecessary shit that other people are going to try to put on me. Also, too, I want y'all to understand that everybody got boundaries. This is a learning process for me, just like it's a learning process for other people. I want y'all to get out of this that you need to be secure in who you are and solid and have a solid foundation about the things that you will accept, the things that you will not accept. You need to be able to communicate and verbalize the things that you are ready for, the things that you are okay with trying, and why you're uncomfortable trying the things that you're not ready or comfortable for. If the answer to you not being ready is that you're not informed or you don't know enough about it, I want y'all to put in the effort to be informed. I want y'all to start attacking the things that make you uncomfortable. Whatever it is that you're scared of, figure out why you're scared. Whatever it is that you're curious about, figure out why you're curious. What's making you curious, and be honest.
No, I ain't gonna front you. I seen some niggas doing some shit and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I heard somebody say XYZ and I ain't never heard of that before. So even if I participate, I want to know about it.
That's kind of where I'm coming from with it. A few other things that I want to address. I want y'all to be able to understand when people are just fucking loud and wrong, when people just want to have something to say. I want y'all to increase the filter that you have on your mind. I want you to increase the filter that you have on your ears. I want you to understand that your diet is more than what you eat physically. It is the things that you consume, the information that you take in, how you store it, how you use it, how you hold on to it for later and bring it up in casual conversation. There are some people who are never going to understand you because they're just not at a position to do that, because they're either not informed, they either don't have the experience that you have, or in an receiving enough of a place to just sit aside their own preconceived notions and listen to your difference in perspective. A few things that I did take away from this movie. Hold on, I tweeted it because I like to watch movies and tweet along as a form of like reminders and note taking, so I can have my takeaways like right there. People deserve to feel love. People need to feel happiness. People deserve to know that they're not alone. People deserve to feel the weight lift from them. People deserve to let go of the shit that been holding on and holding them back in order to receive all the good that's been waiting for them. A big part of healing is facing your shit, being straight up, honest with yourself, and getting shit out. The negative talk, the fear, the doubt, the anger, the confusion, all of it. They also said in this movie, depression is the suppression of emotions, and the mess they give you helps further suppress it. And they were talking about antidepressants and things of that nature. They said expression emotion is normal. Like, these be the takeaways that I just love getting. Like, even if I never did ayahuasca in my life, like if I got to the point where I'm like, man, I want to try that shit, I want to do it, I want to go to an ayahuasca retreat and just see, you know, how it goes. They have like 7-day, 10-day retreats. Oh, there's another takeaway I wrote down. I said, at some point, people be fed up and ashamed of their own decisions that they give up on addressing, that they never gave themselves any grace in a time where they were just being genuine and mishandled. They also talked about like Shaman, the therapist that was there. They basically was questioning him like, who gave you the authority and deemed you qualified? And in my mind, I'm like, well, the results are speaking for themselves, big dog. And the ones that are qualified are trash. Another thing that I had tweeted, I said, listening to people talk about suicide and their thought processes behind it will dead ass shake you up. They be all saying the same thing no matter what kind of life they live. The one thing that helps is the switch of the mindset and the need for validation. Getting that be the turn. I heard it all. Like, they was going through people's, like, different people's stories. They was talking about sexual abuse. They was talking about drug use. They was talking about how they was getting people to get off of these drugs that they was addicted to, like fucking meth and cocaine and like opiate replacement drugs and all type of shit. It was like some wild shit. Like this one girl, she was talking about how she got drugged and raped at 10 years old, and then her dad committed suicide 3 days after bringing the note to her after school program. Like, they was talking about heavy ass shit. A lot of what was in there, it just kind of like resonated with me as a person who, I went through a depression as a teenager. I went to therapy when I was in high school. You know what I mean? Like, I think differently about shit. I've experienced things that, will I say it kind of fucked me up? Like, yeah, it's some shit that's fucked me up for sure. But I think my biggest point is to just combat the things that I fear. Like, the things that I am afraid of, I'm more ready to just be done being scared. I'm ready to be done with feeling vulnerable or feeling like I am, defenseless or scared or, an easy target, or, if those were the things that I was feeling. Like, I feel like when people get to a point where they tired of feeling away, they will put in the work to be different. They will put in the work to change. My journey with starting to make change and be different and grow and learn is with psychedelic mushrooms. I don't want to do acid. Acid works for some other people. Cool, let it work for them. My vice is psychedelic mushrooms, which is really not a vice to me. I feel like it's one of the safest things that I can do. I'd be more likely to die or get alcohol poisoning from fucking a bottle of Jack Daniels, whatever my drink of choice is. I'd be closer to death doing that shit. It's legal. I'm just saying this to say that it's a lot of takeaways from this whole journey. It's a lot of things to understand. I'm trying to be as transparent as I can. These are just my thoughts, my experiences, and as I learn, as I grow, I want other people to learn and grow with me. That's kind of like, I had a cousin ask me, what is your brand about? I don't feel like your brand has like a theme or a slogan or like a tagline that's kind of specific to you. As I thought about that when we had this conversation a couple years ago, I really just said, like, I want the community that I build to just go and grow with me. There are things that I'm gonna have to do alone, because even thinking about that phrase, like, go and grow with me, there are some people who not gonna be able to go because they not ready. It's some people who not gonna be able to grow because they not ready or they don't want to. But the people who are ready to go and grow with me, let's go. It's just like traveling. If you wait on everybody to always be ready, you will never go nowhere. Never. If people really want to do something, they're going to figure out how to do it. I really want to travel and I really want to see the world, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of money to do it. So what am I doing? Finding different ways to travel for cheap. Finding different ways to finesse the things that I want and make what I want acquirable by my own standards, by my own breakdown of how I want shit to go. Doing it my way. Right now, I'm in Seattle. I paid for a round trip ticket for $160. I'm here for 3 days. Hotel was cheap as fuck. Barely $200. And I'm also finding like good free shit to do. I'm finding different ways to explore. I'm going to museums. The museum ticket's only like $25, $30. Finding different shit that I like to do. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about how I want to accomplish in different ways that I could accomplish the things that I say that I want in my life. But everybody's route to get there is not the same. My route has been shrooms. It's been good for me. It's been working for me. And so I'm going to try to keep to that. I hope this video answers some questions for people that have been asking me. I enjoyed the series. It's given me a lot of space to just express myself. It's giving me a lot of resources, and I'm connecting with a lot of good people. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. As always, remember that as soon as any video reaches 200 views, it will cause the next video to release early. Right now, I'm doing 200 views will get you a 3 p.m. release instead of a 6 p.m. release. 250 views will get a midnight release. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. Peace out!